Hi guys, we're on the way to the hospital. Here's Toby, here's Molly, there's Casey. And I haven't had anything to eat or drink, and I'm thirsty. So when they pick me up this afternoon, we're gonna go get a Dr. Pepper. I don't know why I thought they wouldn't let me have something to drink at the hospital. After the procedure was over, they immediately gave me ice water and offered me a ham sandwich. I didn't take the sandwich because you have to eat and drink laying down, and I have that thing where my throat closes up and I choke. So I didn't take the sandwich, but I did drink ice water. After I got to recovery, um, they told me you have to stay here 4 hours and then you can go home. So I said to the nurse, okay, I'm just going to go to sleep. I immediately went to sleep and slept over 3 hours. It was not a bad experience. I went to BSA Hospital, that stands for Baptist St. Anthony's. We used to have a High Plains Baptist Hospital and a St. Anthony's Catholic Hospital, and then they merged and became Baptist St. Anthony's. Anyway, every single person there was super nice, comforting, smiling. It was just a good experience. Every single person was nice as they could be, not a crabby one in the crowd. I saw, first they had to take some blood, and then I saw an RN who told me about everything that was going to happen and what I had to do when I got home. And then a lady from radiology came, told me everything when that was going to happen and what I had to do when I get home. And then I asked one of them, I said, I don't even know who my doctor is. And they said, well, at BSA, only PAs do lumbar punctures. And that was fine with me. They told me that each of the PAs that do that have been here over 10 years. They do somewhere between a couple to 10 a day. They have had lots of practice, so I was in good hands, and I was. The man that did my lumbar puncture, I didn't catch his name, but he had the kindest eyes and the soothing voice and very compassionate, just super, super nice experience. But there were some problems. He told me this will take 15 to 20 minutes. Well, 45 minutes later, I got to go to recovery. They deadened it, and then he inserted the needle and to pull out the spinal fluid, and nothing would come out. Nothing would come out. Nothing would come out. He just kept working, and bless his heart, I felt bad for him because it was my body that wasn't cooperating. He said, are you dehydrated? And I said, probably so. And he said, drink lots of fluid when you get home. He said, I'm sorry, this happens in maybe 20% of the cases that we have trouble getting any fluid to come out. And he apologized that I was one of those 20%. And I told him, you mean there's not a valve back there that you could turn it up? And he said, no, don't have a valve. Um, when I got home, of course I Googled it. When they can't get spinal fluid to come out, that's called a dry tap. He eventually got all that he needed, but it was like really slow. He eventually got what he needed. But anyway, I read about it, and it's called a dry tap. And just happens. And it wasn't severely painful at all. In fact, if he hadn't had to move it around a little bit trying to get the spinal fluid, it wouldn't have been painful. Except for the lidocaine shot, that burns when they first put it in, but that's a second. Otherwise, there would have been no pain. And then, like I said, I went to sleep and had a good 3 hour nap, and it was over with. So, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. And Casey brought me home. My grandkids are here. They've all been taking care of me. So it was a good day, actually. Oh, let me go back and tell you another cool thing about the procedure. When I Googled it, it showed doctors doing it with the patient in a fetal position or bent over a pillow on a table to expose the lower part of their back. No, they don't do it like that anymore. I could laid on a table on my stomach, and they had this x-ray machine that was positioned right above me, and it was a live x-ray where he could see exactly where he was putting the needle. It was on the entire time, so he knew everything that was happening. I'm just curious about our bodies, and so I asked him, could I have a picture of the x-ray? And he said, sure. When we were done, he said, get out your phone and just take a picture of the x-ray up here. So I did, and I can look at my own spine. And when I went to recovery, I had a private room. It wasn't great big, but it was plenty big. My own bathroom. The whole thing was just really nice. It was like I went to a really nice hotel and had a nap. Okay, guys. I have to lay flat for 24 hours because if you don't, you'll get a headache. Then tomorrow about 9:30, I can sit up. In between, I can sit up to eat and go to the bathroom, but get right back in bed. At 9:30 tomorrow, then I'm free to do whatever as long as I don't lift anything and I don't bend over and I just do light activities. So I am going to lay down flat and not have that headache. And they told me if you do get the headache, immediately lay down for another 4 hours so it'll go away. So I'm good to go. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Hope everything's going well with you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, and thank you for all the many prayers. I appreciate it.